So you want to master Hive Bedwars. Does your gameplay look like this? Well, look no further, because at the end of this video, your gameplay should look more like this. Guarantee you, by the end of this video, no matter what, your gameplay will be so much better. Today, we'll cover everything from how to start your game, helpful tips and tricks, what exactly not to do in the game, and game sense. After watching this video, you'll never need another Bedwars guide, ever. And without further ado, let's dive in on how to start your Bedwars game the correct way. The first thing you're going to want to do as soon as you get 5 iron is buy 16 wool and go to Diamond Island. Now, as soon as you get your hands on 3 diamonds, you're going to want to go back to your base, upgrade your generator, and buy a sword, blocks, and concrete. This way, if your island gets rushed, you have a sword and blocks ready to fight, and concrete defends your bed. Once you get concrete around your bed, they won't be able to break your bed, which basically guarantees you'll win the side rush. So after you've eliminated your side rush, you have 2 options on what to do next: go to mid or side rush. If no one's been to mid, then go ahead and go. But if someone has been to mid, what you're going to do now is upgrade your generator as much as you can and get iron armor. You want to get 4 diamonds for an iron pickaxe, and then you are free to start side rushing. Important tip while side rushing, make sure to stack up so they can't hit you off. Helpful tip, buy a bow and arrows. This will be helpful later. And now you should be entering the late game, which means you need to start getting some emeralds for middle. And since it's late game, you may encounter some players with full diamond, and this is where the bow comes in. It's helpful for shooting your enemies off of bridges, or simply just doing damage to them from a distance. And with your emeralds, what you're going to want to do next is max out your generator and buy regeneration from the team upgrades. Now, it's very important to put your emeralds and diamonds in the chest, as you may die unexpectedly. With your extra gold and iron, now you want to buy a fireball and some extra arrows. Now you should have enough emeralds and diamonds to buy diamond armor, which will then allow you to go finally eliminate your opponents. Now that you know a perfect start to the game and how to complete one, now we're going to move on to some helpful tips that'll improve your gameplay by insane amounts. I'm going to very briefly be running through a bunch of these, so feel free to pause the video if you want to go back and look at it or whatever. Now, firstly, late game, don't buy an iron or diamond sword. They do the exact same damage to full diamond players, regardless of the sword. Also, when using speed potions, do not sprint jump. Instead, just normally sprint. This is because sprinting with speed 2 is slightly faster than sprint jumping with speed 2. Always swap back to your chest plate after jumping with a jetpack. This way, when you're minding your own business, you don't accidentally double jump and go into the void or something. And also, obviously, when using a jetpack, you have way less protection. Now, this one's more of a trick than a tip, but this is super useful. If you have a diagonal bridge, what you can do is just place a bunch of blocks on the bridge, and it'll cause your enemy to either go into the void, or you can stop them and easily hit them into the void. If you have a bunch of extra diamonds, buy potion resistance. It's what it sounds like it is. If you've taken a bunch of damage and want to heal up really quickly without anyone being able to hurt you, drink Cryo Freeze. It heals you up super quick and you're immune to all damage. Now, I know I've covered a bunch of things you should do in Hive Bedwars, but what about everything you shouldn't do in Hive Bedwars? Well, let's dive in and explore. Never, ever buy a sword off of spawn, because then your opponent can just go to Diamond Island, get all the diamonds, get a concrete defense. I see this too much. Do not stack up when bridging to Diamond Island. This is just plain stupid, because then you can't get back to your base, and then you have to use more than 16 blocks of wool, and then the only way to get back is die. Don't ever use a wool defense. It's just silly, because everyone can get through it easy. Don't use a deep slate defense. It's just a waste of diamonds. It takes about the same time to mine through both. Don't bridge below the map height, because it just makes it way easier for you to get comboed by your enemies. And also, just don't camp your base. You'll just end up losing the game that way. Now that you have all this information, now I'm going to show you exactly what goes through my head when I'm playing a game of Bedwars, because this is extremely important. I guarantee you, this is one of the most important things. This is called game sense, and it's extremely important to be aware of what's going on while you're playing the game. So I'm going to walk you through exactly what I do every Bedwars game and what goes through my brain. Now, this is extremely important. I know we're just in the lobby, but let's pay attention and see what kind of players we're going up against. Now, this is a very not good lobby. So this is should have a tough time. Okay, we have one person and we need to remember their name. This is extremely important because this person has a higher level than me. All right, and there's about one person that is. This is the only person that has a higher level than me. All right, so first thing, I'm already in the game. I need to know my surroundings real quick. So I recommend having a client, but make sure to see who your opponent is, and it just so happens to be that person I was talking about in the lobby. So I know my surroundings, I know where my bed is, I know where my generator is. That's extremely important. I know where my side rushes are. Alright, now we're gonna go and buy blocks, and we're gonna immediately just start bridging over there. No hesitation, because this person's really good. They took a while to get over here, so I'm just gonna stall real quick. All right, and now they're running back to our base, which means we need to pay close attention, because as soon as we start running back to our base, they could be coming back. Now, I highly recommend having some quick, easy to access toggle perspective button here, and then we just put on our defense here, and we try to kill them. Okay, which I succeeded in doing. So now we know the skill level of our opponent, which is extremely important for predicting the rest of the game. I'm predicting that if I kill this person, okay, they just left the game. So I'm assuming now that I'll just win the game. So I'm going to go ahead and go to mid, because it doesn't seem like these players are very advanced. So I'm going to go ahead and go to mid. Now this is really crucial. You're going to mid or starting to side rush can basically knowing the outcome of the game. So, alright, notice what are my resources right now. Okay, I have 6 emeralds. That bed was just broken. That's good to know. So now we know someone is over at red. That is not me. So that's extremely important because red is really close to me. So does that mean I should be aware of where, should I be aware if is someone going to come over here? Alright, notice I have 20 iron. So am I gonna buy armor or blocks? So in this case, I have about 17, so I'm gonna buy a bunch of blocks with this. Now, if I didn't have this much gold, I would buy armor. So I have 4 diamonds now. So I buy a pickaxe as soon as I get 4 diamonds. Alright, now I have enough iron. Now let's buy that, buy more blocks. Throw everything unnecessary in each chest. And we're basically ready to go. I'm gonna leave those emeralds there because I don't think I'm gonna need a diamond sword or anything like that. And let's just go ahead and go for the people who don't have a bed yet, because we can, with them out of the way, we don't have to think about them anymore, so we can get them out of the way really quickly, which will not be hard. I don't know what this guy's doing. Okay, notice where the other opponent is. He's over here, so, okay. Okay, so I'm in this spot right now, so where do I need to get to next? I immediately need to think that. Who is in the game? I look up to the scoreboard. I see gray is in the game. So I'm going to go ahead and go for them because they're closest. Now, real quick, I'm going to go back and look at my base to see if everything's okay there, which it does look like that. And now we're just going to go ahead and make our way over the gray. Alright, blue's bed is gone now. So let's think real quick. Where is blue at? So blue appears to be over there. Okay, so blue team's been eliminated. So that means the other opponent is at their base. So I'm gonna go ahead and start heading back because it should be pretty easy to get to their bed. Okay, and now, okay, I combo them. So if I combo them, basically that means I win the fight. Break their bed real quick. All right, how much do I have? I have 60. All right, I predict he's gonna try and turn around. Yes. Now, once you get in a fight with someone, it's gonna become way easier to predict what they're gonna do. So if they back out of combos, that most likely means they're gonna try and do like a trade or something. Now I look and see how much iron I have, and let's see how much blocks I have. So I have 64 iron, so that means I'm gonna buy a fireball. And I have enough gold for arrows, and I have enough for a bow, so I'm gonna buy a bow and arrows. Okay, so we know we're orange teams now. They're at my base, but I know I haven't been back to my base this whole game, so that means they're gonna come with a lot of supplies, so they may have a fireball or other items that could be potentially dangerous. So they have a max upgraded generator, so that has meant they've been to mid. This is why you save up emeralds. This is extremely important. And buy diamond armor. At this point, we need to be searching for our opponent. I'm gonna wait real quick and get another fireball, because that may be crucial later. Alright, how many blocks do I have? I notice I don't have as many as I like, but this should be plenty, because everyone's already bridged out, so I don't really have to do much. Alright, and here's our opponent. Immediately, we notice he has diamond armor. We notice how he's bridging. This is extremely important to notice how He already used a fireball, so that means he's not hesitating to fight me. He's gapping up, so that means he's a little bit nervous. Okay, use the fireball. He's gonna use another fireball. I'm gonna... How many fireballs does he have? So I know he has a lot. He has a lot of stuff. So we're gonna use this bow to push him back away from the edge. And I immediately notice that he's not very good at fighting, and if I have the combo, then I win. And that's GG's, guys. So it's really all about reading your opponent. That's really all it comes down to, is knowing your opponents. Well, that wraps up the video, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you are much better at Bedwars from now on. If this was helpful, or you just like my content, make sure to smash that subscribe button. It's a huge help, and it helps me make more content like this. If you have any questions about anything, just let me know down in the comments. I will definitely respond to your comment. Also, YouTube thinks you'll like this video on screen right now, so make sure to click that if you want to see more epic content. Once again, thank you for watching, and see you guys next time.